Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy Walkthrough. All right, so we're still, playing the New Game Plus. This is my second pass through the game, and I've got some more storyline stuff to get through here. So it says Serenoa uses the discovery of the Salt Crystal to gain an audience with the Hierophant.
We granted you an audience because of Minister Exham's petition, but I did not expect you to show us this. A crystal made of salt. How very fascinating. It certainly does contradict the doctrine here in our blessed land. Or it would, were it real. Have you any proof that this was not created by magic or technology?
Well, with all due respect, Minister, I have a question for you in return. What do you think of Esfrost and Glenbrook's decree to stop trade with Hyzant?
I think it nothing more than a threat. Neither would last very long without our salt.
Gustadolf is no fool. Such an edict would not come without proper countermeasures in place. Countermeasures such as another source of salt, for example. Having their own salt would make Hyzant's redundant, at best, and your nation would soon find itself in dire straits without the salt tax's revenue.
What is it you want from us?
Your full support.
Lend us your strength, and together we can defeat Esfrost, and Hyzant's ties to all nations will remain intact.
You mean to start a war. The Kingdom of Glenbrook may be naught but a puppet now, but it was once your homeland. You understand this, yes?
We do.
Even so, my people do not wish for war. We must try to resolve this peacefully first.
Do you think Gustadolf can be reasoned with? Need I remind you that it was he who invaded Glenbrook? He is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Be that as it may, neither my people nor soldiers will accept it as a reason to go to war.
Then I shall give you one. For I am the second son of King Regna. Roland Glenbrook.
You live.
There is no mistaking that face.
So the prince lives to slay his kingdom's invader. We could not ask for a better reason.
If you need a just cause to go to war, let it be me. We must stop Gustadolf.
It all makes sense now. O Holy One, have you heard? Pray, tell me what you would have us do. It shall be done. Wolfort, Prince Roland, heed the words of the Holy One. The holy state of Hyzant stands with you. The Holy One would see you defeat Esfrost and restore peace to Norzelia. Our nation shall spare no effort in your fight against Gustadolf. From this day forth, we support Prince Roland as our commander, and Lord Serenoa as one of the Saintly Seven.
Me? A saint?
We are brethren now. We ride to war together.
Well, would you look at that? We secured Hyzant's support, and you even got yourself named one of the Saintly Seven.
We also received a signed document stating the Roselle in Wolford are left in our care.
Good going, lad.
Oh, it is Benedict and Roland to whom we owe this victory.
Everyone here has suffered so much on my behalf. My weakness and worthlessness have brought pain and misfortune to you all. And for that I must apologize.
You've got nothing to apologize for. I already told you. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown.
I've decided that I must press forward. even if it means crawling forth on my hands and knees. I ask for your support as always. I know I will need it.
And you shall have it. I am with you every step of the way, my lord.
Is something the matter, Frederica?
No. My apologies for worrying you.
Now, to battle! We take back Glenbrook with our own hands!
Okay, let's take a look around here. Yeah, we've got a side story here in Hyzant. So, the Saintly Seven discussed their earlier council and the possibilities on the horizon.
Did you know about this Salt Crystal exam?
No. Neither did I know of Prince Roland's survival. I thought he had perished.
Likewise. What did you make of the Holy One's decree?
Hyzant is a grand nation, but unfortunately not one blessed with a bountiful harvest of anything other than salt. Were we not able to trade, there is no doubt our nation would wither to naught. We have relied solely on salt for much too long, and that reality was made painfully clear to us.
Harsh words, but true nonetheless. Do you think we can triumph over Esfrost?
Mark my words, Minister Camso. There is no fight Exham Marshal cannot win.
The Holy One has ordered for us to deliver our Elfric to House Wolfort.
And here I thought your research results to be top secret. What a curious turn of events.
Perhaps the Hierophant determined it a good chance to test them in the field. They could easily sink an Esfrosti ship or two.
And yet I see not a trace of a smile on you.
I never wanted to build weapons for war.
Yet you don't think twice about toying with human life. How ironic.
How dare you!
Have a wonderful day.
The audacity of Edor's dog.
All right. So it says a missive arrives from Sicrus, alerting Gustadolf to dangers back home.
Are you certain it's wise to return to Esfrost alone, Your Grace? You are needed here.
If Sicrus's missive is to be believed, I'm afraid matters are far too grave to be left to anyone else. Svarog's deception is nearing its climax. His ill-gotten profits are being used to build a weapon of untold destructive power.
Our anonymous source from the manufactory hinted at as much. Svarog is bold to have carried out his plan this far.
We mustn't forget the matter of the explosion sighted in the Wolford domain. We must make his precious death knell ours, and soon.
Death knell? What's that?
Let the adults speak, my dear.
If we're to be wed, then there should be trust between us. How long do you intend on treating me like a child?
Very well. Tell her, Thalos.
If you insist, brother. This weapon combines the powerful explosives developed by Dragan with Esfrost's mastery of steelcraft. Although yet to be tested, This cannon is said to have the power to breach even Hyzan's walls. The goddess's shield would buckle under a single blast.
But the shield is impregnable.
I have heard nothing of this. Do you think so little of your general?
A general is to win me victory, as and when I command it.
Svarog's intent isn't to bring Hyzant to heel, however. He means to use the cannon against Brother. But the fool was so blinded by ambition that he never saw the strings guiding his every deed.
Fool that he may be, he served his purpose well. The cannon could not have been made without his engineers and Dragan's research. He will die secure in the knowledge that his bloodline contributed to the glory of Esfrost. Sadly, he shall not live to see his work completed. With it, we shall do what our forebears could not. The goddess's shield shall yield before Esfrost's might and ingenuity.
If we can even approach the walls, brother, the trade embargo will ensure that Hyzant is especially wary of our actions.
On the contrary, their focus will turn inward. With naught else to leverage their influence with, they will take measures to see that none of their precious salt escapes their borders. There may be some gnashing of teeth, to be sure, but it will only be in an attempt to hide their inner turmoil. Erica, muster a force, and march to the Hierophant's palace at once. Deliver to Hyzant my final demands.
As you wish, brother. I shall gather what news I can of the Saintly Seven's machinations.
Thalas, you will remain in Glenbrook. Conduct yourself as if I had never left.
You hardly need ask, brother.
That is all. Now go.
Even his own flesh and blood are but tools to be used and then discarded when their purpose is served.
He has faith only in himself. Such has ever been his way.
Esfrost and Glenbrook remained strong after declaring a trade stop with Hyzant. Gustadolf sends Erica to Hyzant to deliver his ultimatum, and dispatches an army to Glenbrook to increase the pressure on the Holy State. Hyzant, under the banner of Prince Roland, sends Minister Serenoa Wolfort of the Saintly Seven to prepare for retaliation. Softly but surely, Norzelia descends into war once more.
Those are the Archduke's wishes. I implore you not to forget that this is his final offer. Come to think of it, I heard that Wolfort was added to your saintly ranks. Where might he be?
I'm afraid I cannot answer that. The dealings of the Saintly Seven are our business, and ours alone.
How disappointing. I had hoped to congratulate him on his promotion.
That wretched woman. Those are hardly wishes.
Esfrost all but demands us open the source to restore our diplomatic relations.
The Duchy fears neither a lack of salt nor the goddess's shield. We can assume they have a plan in mind.
Then this was no more than a ploy to stall for time. We had best expedite House Wolfort's plans to take the capital. Minister Exham, send word to Minister Serenoa.
wish to lend us Hyzant's new weapon?
Yes, it was a directive from the Holy One. The weapon is one Minister Lila developed in secret.
I compressed a vast quantity of magic into crystal form. We call this weapon Aelfric. The blast crystals have yet to be perfected, but they can decimate a castle wall easily enough. You saw what Minister Exham did to this fort, did you not?
So those purple flames were from your crystals. This Aelfric you speak of.
We thank you for your support.
Be forewarned that their power makes him unwieldy in an average battle.
They are not meant to be used on people. Furthermore, we are only giving you a single blast crystal.
Regardless, I am certain it will come in handy while recapturing Whiteholm Castle.
Its incomplete nature makes it regrettably tricky to use, but Milo should be able to take care of that for you. Use them both wisely.
I am Milo. A dancer by trade, but assistant to the saintly Seven on occasion. I shall serve you, Minister Serenoa, until we reclaim the capital.
You sure you'll be okay?
You needn't worry. It isn't my first time flirting with danger.
A Hyzantian spy?
Very likely.
The blast of the Aelfric should help you catch the enemy unawares. Both my army and Minister Camcells will join in the attack. Can we entrust command to you, Minister Serenoa?
Most certainly. And the crystal will be key in our plan to reclaim Glenbrook.
Okay, next up here, we're going to do another side story. So it says, Sicriss reports a theft in the archives to Gustadolf.
You have made a grave error in allowing thieves to raid the archives, Constable Sicriss.
Forgive me. My guards gave chase as soon as they noticed intruders, but they'd already fled beyond our reach.
What did they take?
Luckily, they were unable to gain entry to where we keep our more sensitive texts. All they were able to make off with was a single book penned by the late Lady Orlea.
Orlea? She left behind a message of sorts?
She'd bid it be passed on to Lady Frederica when she came of age, but it seems those wishes were forgotten.
Thalos or Erica must have hidden it from her. They derived no greater pleasure than from tormenting her. Do we know what was written in this book?
No. Storage records indicate it was protected by some arcane seal.
It must be of some significance, if she would go to such lengths to protect it from prying eyes. Perhaps something to do with the Rosellan liberation, for which she fought so fiercely. Or perhaps it is not but a mother complaining to her daughter of a duchy they both despise.
I shall send a party to hunt down the thieves at once.
No need. Such ruffians are unlikely to be in the employ of our foe. No doubt they were simply looking to loot us to fill their own purses. It is more important that we dispose of Svarog and finish the Nell with all haste. Dispatch your soldiers there.
Aye, Your Grace.
Okay, let's do the main story here at the Atelior Street. So it says, under secret orders, Huet scouts the Atelior domain with Flugi.
Benedict asked me to scout out Teleorn where the Esfrosti soldiers are stationed. But I hardly see any around. Why did he ask me to come here in the first place? I doubt it would matter in reclaiming the capital. But orders are orders. I should report back.
Okay, a missive arrives at Whiteholm Castle informing Thallus and the others of the outcome of Erika's negotiations with Hyzanth.
Ah, tidings from Erika. She says Hyzanth refused our final offer.
You seem surprised. There was no way Hyzanth would agree to open the source.
I know that, but the negotiations were meant to buy us time. Yet it seems their soldiers are already on the move. Damn it all! This wasn't supposed to happen.
If you play with fire, you get burned. Now we have no recourse but to meet them in battle without the Archduke.
So it has come to war, then?
We just have to beat them at their own game. Their newest saint is heading the vanguard. You must be delighted that a former retainer to the crown is coming to visit, right, Cordelia?
Enough, Thallus. I won't allow such impudence toward the Queen.
Queen? This child is nothing more than a puppet. And I believe the impotent one here is you, Avlora. A general has no right telling the Prime Minister what to do.
I had no idea the Prime Minister's job was to torment the weak.
Enough, General Avlora. I will answer the Prime Minister. As the Queen of Glenbrook, I shall protect my kingdom until my dying breath, no matter who may stand against me.
It appears your impudence is contagious, Avlora. Your charge knows not how powerless she is.
Worry not, Your Majesty. I shall protect you.
Because I am to wed the Archduke?
Because you are a warrior. One who does not give up, even if she must fight her battles alone. I was an orphan. I never knew my parents. I entered the army to make a place for myself. So I know better than anyone the pain of having to do everything on your own.
Allow me to bare my heart to you as well, General Avlora. As the last heir to the throne of Glenbrook, I do not intend to let Gustudolf have his way.
You mean to strike down the Archduke?
But I lack the power to do so. Have you heard of the Royalists? The aristocrats who were aid to my father.
I have. I also heard they secretly indulged in bribes and the like for personal gain. That man Patriot was cozying up to the Archduke not seconds after King Regna's beheading. Their kind knows no loyalty.
Indeed. But Gustudolf has not given any of them a position in his court, so they have fallen on hard times. I want to ask Patriot and the other royalists for their help.
Are you mad? No doubt they would wholeheartedly embrace you as their symbol, but only for their own purposes.
I understand that. But their years in service to the crown have earned them great influence in politics. I must have their support if I'm to reclaim Glenbrook.
Is it possible for you to rein them in?
Not alone. But with you, General Avlora, I can. They lack military might. If you accompany me, I could sway them to my cause. Please, General, lend me your strength.
As an Esfrosty general, I simply cannot turn a deaf ear to what you've told me. Did you not think I would tell the Archduke of your plans?
Of course I did. But I refuse to stand idly by as a mere decoration. So if it meant earning your trust, I was willing to show you that I wish to protect Glenbrook by any means necessary.
You took a gamble.
I had to. For it is not status or reward that moves you.
So you bet on my honor, and refusal would sully my name forever. However, safeguarding the kingdom comes first. Fighting at your side will have to wait.
General of Laura!
A word of advice, Your Majesty. Both Hyzant and the Archduke are veterans of war. The fight will not be an easy one, and may rage on for many years.
Even so, I will not falter. I must do this. For my father and brothers.
An admirable resolve. One which I will see fulfilled. I shall be your sword and shield, my queen.
Thank you, General of Laura.
Alright. I always like that part. Alright, let's see here. Actually, yeah, there's no side stuff. So let's take a look here. Alright, so the party decides how to use the new weapon gifted to them by Hyzant.
I apologize, but are you suggesting we destroy the dam around Telior Reservoir to start a flood?
The capital city was built on the banks of the Norzellia River. Breaking the dam surrounding Lake Telior upstream will allow us to submerge a majority of the city. Flooding the town will throw their army into disarray, which should allow us to take the place by storm.
Lake Telior is a man-made reservoir. You might be able to burst through with a blast crystal.
Huette scouted the area earlier and reported seeing very few sentries. Proof enough that this is outside the Archduke's calculations.
No. The damage will be too great. The means would not justify the end, Benedict.
We cannot afford to lose.
I agree with Roland. There is already far too much blood on our hands. Perhaps it's worth speaking with the people and gaining their understanding.
Unless we reclaim Glenbrook, it's unlikely they'll understand or support our actions. We must take the capital back and show our strength and resolve first.
So that means you stand by Benedict then?
If we have a sure shot at winning, we need to take it. No matter the consequences. We can't lose the war. We just can't.
Telior Reservoir is the kingdom's water source. The dam was constructed to protect the people from floods. I doubt they would ever forgive us should we choose to destroy it for war.
Glenbrook thrives because of that water, and to use it otherwise is inexcusable. Brute strength isn't the only way to reclaim the city. We can strike at night and defeat their commanding officers. There are ways to slip into the castle unseen.
If you have used it before, there is a chance it has been sealed off since.
There is more than one route. You needn't worry.
So you mean not to use the blast crystal?
No, I do. After we sneak in, we can sink Esfrost's warship. It would close off their escape route.
Our first priority should be ensuring the people's safety. We cannot allow them to be taken hostage. It would restrict our options as well.
She's got a point. But how do we take the capital back after that?
We could use the blast crystal to destroy the bridge connecting the town and the castle. The enemies would be stuck within the walls.
That would certainly mitigate the damages to the citizens. If we encircle the castle, we could negotiate with them.
We could ask them to yield, free Glenbrook, and re-establish the trade between our nations. I am certain we can find a way to make both parties agree.
Negotiate.
I understand your thoughts and the wishes held therein.
Allow me to ask once more. Shall we shatter the dam around Lake Telior and flood the town? Sneak in under the guise of night, sink their ships, and slay their commanding officers? Or destroy the bridge, safeguard the people, and negotiate with the enemy? Fetch the scales. It is time we decide our path.
Alright, we now have 3 paths before us, each with its own merits and shortcomings. But which one will lead House Wolfort to victory? All of them, sir. I think... So there's kind of an exploration phase here. And I don't think that there's going to be any new treasures, because we actually really already did this the first pass through. So it's heard that Aelfric is still in development and only a few people are privy to its details. According to the rumors, its blast could blow a hole straight through the castle wall. Could we really use such a thing in battle? Aelfric is still in development. Are they hoping to use this battle to test its powers? There's a chance we're exposing the people to greater danger than we thought. We must consider its placement very carefully. Yeah, so there it says we've already learned all we can about the blast crystals, meaning, again, we've already done this exploration phase. I'm going to go see if there was a merchant. And there's going to be a couple. Yep, there is one here. Going to be of service. Yep, and he does have some good stuff here. Which I probably don't have enough money to buy everything. So I may have to do some farming. We'll see here. Maybe not. I actually do have a lot of cash. It would be great if I didn't have to go back and do more farming. Oh, superior items. Alrighty. Good deal. Definitely gonna buy all these for weapon upgrades. That looks like that's it. Yeah, thank goodness. Okay, well, so I don't have to do any farming. I'm very happy about that. Let's do the 2 conviction choices. I'm just gonna... I should have read these out, but... Oh, she's asking about Serenoa's father. I think I'm going to go with the Liberty choice. I appreciate your concern, but you needn't worry. My father is the strongest man I've ever known. Doubtless he'll be back on his feet in no time. Yeah. I look forward to the day already. I have the utmost faith in Lord Simon, but I forget myself. You must be so busy, Lord Serenoa. My apologies for detaining you. Please don't apologize. I'm happy to know that people care about my father so. Lord Simon is a true hero to us all, and not because he brought the Salt Iron War to its end. We respect him because he has a heart of gold and walks astride his people. Thank you. Neither my father nor I could ask for a better people. True fact. Alright, here's the second conviction choice. Since the fall of House Falx and Telior, many of their people have fled here to Wolfort, and refugees from the Crown City have also come to live within our domain. It is not uncommon to hear of fights breaking out between them and the people of Wolfort. What should we do, my lord? Oh yeah, I remember this. Our domain can only support so many people. Why not convince them to look to Hyzant for refuge? I think I went with that. I mean, I actually don't really like this, and I don't agree with this choice. But I think I went with the Liberty choice last time because I think I was looking for more Liberty points. These people have nowhere else to go. We accept them with open arms. I like that one the most, honestly. We must prioritize the happiness of our people To do so, we must regrettably ask more problematic individuals to leave. Yeah, I don't remember, actually. It was either Liberty or the utility choice I went with last time. I'm going to go with the morality choice, though. Welcome with open arms. Very well, my lord, but I should warn you that our domain's resources will soon run dry, and the people's discontent continues to grow. I understand, but before either of those reach their limit, I shall bring Esfrost to its knees. Understood, my lord. Leave the issue of the refugees to us. Yeah, no cracking heads, alright, guys? Alright, so let's head back in here. And then I'm actually going to save my game, because I want to test a couple of things out with this, this vote, and then I'm going to, I'll restart. Okay, so I took a look at the different outcomes. I actually, in my first playthrough, I went with destroy the bridge and trap the enemy in the castle, then negotiate. So I'm not going to do that one a second time. And then I tried out the battle, at least I should say the first battle, to destroy the dam and wash away the troops. There's a following battle after that I didn't even mess with, but I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with infiltrate the castle, launch a surprise attack, and destroy the duchy's warship. I really want to give that one a shot this time around, so let's start off here by talking with Frederica.
Serenoa.
So a nation cannot exist without a people. We cannot risk exposing those very people to any more hardship than they have already endured. Right, so if we explode the bridge, we can isolate the castle. The people will be spared from our battle. We are going to use the secret passage. So Serenoa, do you truly think Roland's plan is the best way forward? So it says, his plan is simple and relies solely on House Wolfort to reclaim the city, or we successfully infiltrated the castle during or using the tunnels before. I have no doubt we can do it again. Or General of Laura guards the castle. There's a chance her plan could result in a prolonged battle. Yeah, that's pretty true. Let's go with the top option here.
I see.
I honestly don't really care about, whether I get a unanimous vote, so I'm not really going to try. So I don't know that these are the best options to go with, but so I see if we succeed, we will have done so without matters escalating into a much larger battle. But if we fail, we risk losing absolutely everything.
I need a moment to think.
Thank you, Serenoa. I'm happy to know where it is you stand. So there, she's deep in thought. That's not too bad. Alright, so next up is going to be Gila here. Yes? Benedict's plan gives us our surest path to victory, but would incur great damages to the capital, and Prince Roland's plan is far too dangerous a gamble. Call me naive, but I think Frederica's plan is the best for all of us. So again, we're going to be using the secret passages. I admit I'm curious as to why you would choose Prince Roland's plan. So the top option is if we sneak into the castle, we may be able to catch the enemy unawares and rescue Queen Cordelia. Or his plan would allow us to reclaim the crown city unharmed. We could show the people that we mean well. Or as Frost needs their ships for both travel and transport, destroying them now would undoubtedly avail us in future battles. That's pretty solid rationale as well. I see, even if we reclaim the capital, our fight with Azfrost will continue, and by sinking their warships, we could most certainly deal a heavy blow to their military might. Destroying them now would be in our best interest indeed.
I require some time to think.
There is much more to consider with Prince Roland's plan than I originally thought. Alright, so she's deep in thought. That's not bad. Okay. Who else do we need to speak with? Let's start with Benedict here on this side. My lord. Negotiating would only grant the enemy a reprieve, and there is a high chance that Queen Cordelia has revealed the secret tunnels to the enemy. But we must certainly deal a heavy blow to the Azfrosti forces by flooding the city. Alright, let's see this. So, you would choose Prince Roland's plan. Might I inquire as to why? I mean, this seems like a good option already, the bottom one. So, as Frost needs their ships for both travel and transport, it would do us well to destroy them at the soonest opportunity. The Duchy's warships are troublesome indeed, and as Frost is adept with ships and naval warfare. Even if my plan were to succeed, there's a chance that a great number of enemy soldiers escape using these vessels, in which case it would better serve us to take them by surprise. I understand your argument, my lord, but to perfect a plan, one must consider it from all angles. Let us continue our discussion. Alright, so taking the enemy by surprise may grant us a swift victory and reduce the burden on the people, or the more time our plan takes, the more likely Queen Cordelia is to be taken hostage. If we sneak into the castle, however, we may be able to help her escape. or allowing harm to befall the crown city and castle would sully House Wolfort's honor as one of the high houses. We should avoid flooding the city if we can avoid it. I'm going to go with the top option here. So you've taken everything into consideration, even how this plan may affect governance hereafter. As a tactician, my thoughts are focused solely on winning the battle, but as a leader, you must think of much more. I see where you stand, Lord Serenoa. I am sure your father would agree with... I'm sure your father would agree you are a worthy lord.
I may have to consult the
Thank you, my lord. You have made your stance abundantly clear. Alright, so wow, Benedict has been moved. Alright, so Eredor's last year. So destroying the dam is our best shot at winning the battle. The enemy wouldn't know it hit him if we flooded the city. But there's no denying that the other plans have their merits too. Should we go with our best bet or consider one of the other options? So yeah, we're going with use the secret passages. So you go with Prince Roland's plan, then what makes you so sure? Infiltrating the castle is proof of Roland's resolve as a member of the royal family. As his vassal, I wish to stand beside him. Or the duchy's warships are a troublesome force to be reckoned with. It would avail us to destroy them at the soonest opportunity. I mean, that's still solid rationale, right? But I think I'm going to go with the top option here. I know what you mean, lad, and I think it's admirable that you want to support him. But if we sneak in, it'll be a few against a lot of them. It's a risky gambit any way you look at it. You've opened my eyes to the merits of Prince Roland's plan, my lord. It's given me lots to think about. Alright, so Eredor's deep in thought. Alright, last up here, we need to speak with Anna.
Yes, sir.
The enemy may already be aware of the tunnels, but no one is anticipating a flood. The capital is swarming with us frosty soldiers. We must prepare ourselves to make sacrifices if we are to reclaim the city. We're going to use the passage. So you share Prince Roland's thoughts, even though Aesfrost might know about the tunnels? So it says, or the top option here is only the royal family knows of the tunnels. There is no way Queen Cordelia has revealed their location. Or the flood would destroy the crown city, whereas stealing into the castle would spare the people harm. I can think of no one better at covert operations than you, Anna. The enemy is scattered throughout the city and castle inside Whiteholm. A small and elite force would have the advantage over numbers. I think I'm going to appeal to Anna's history as a spy here. So the damage would indeed be great, and if you'd order it, I would do everything in my power to see you inside.
In that case...
But if we fail, that would avail the people nothing. Is our goal not to oust the Aesfrosti forces from the capital? If we had a means to guarantee our victory, I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to use it. Though the plan is hardly foolproof, I suppose it is still worth considering. Alright, so she's deep in thought. Alright, let's do the vote.
It is time to cast our votes. In which strategy do we entrust the future of Glenbrook? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I believe I can decide this matter with confidence.
Alright, so Benedict says, after much deliberation, I have decided that your plan may be our best chance of success. That looks like he's voting with us then.
I will put my faith in you.
Your words swayed me, Serenoa. I decided I want to walk the path you have chosen. Alright, there's 2 votes.
I agree wholeheartedly.
For speaking with you, I had a chance of heart, my lord. Alright, yeah, it's looking like we may end up with a unanimous.
I agree.
Stand behind you, Lord Serenoa. Hewitt always wanted to go with Roland's plan anyway.
I'm with you.
You've got my full support, lad. Let's do it your way. Alright, yeah, that looks like a unanimous vote. Bingo.
The way forward is decided. We infiltrate the castle via the hidden passage and take the enemy by surprise.
Boom. Oh, 50 Liberty points, too.
You will steal into the castle and defeat their commanding officers. I see. So Wolfort chooses to walk a wicked path. That makes you no different than Aesfrost.
We do not regret the choice we have made.
Then it is time to see it done. It may very well be our best chance at victory. I must return to Hyzant and see Minister Camsell. Next we meet, you will have both of our armies at your backs.
You have my thanks.
We cannot afford to lose this fight. For Norzelia.
I thought this battle was for Glenbrook.
This is not a simple struggle for power, Minister Serenoa. The goddess, the source, iron? The war of 30 years ago comes back to haunt us because the old cling to relics of the past. Norzelia needs to be born anew. Right now, the people of every nation are searching for a young standard-bearer to guide them.
A standard-bearer?
Yes, people like you and me. This war is a fine opportunity for us to show our worth to Norzelia.
All right, that is going to be it for this one. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.